Sawadee Kap. Welcome to Break Time with Monte. Today's story, Bangkok water shortage. Water levels in dams and rivers very low. If farmers plant second crop rice, then risk of water shortage in Bangkok. Bangkok faces a water crisis. Farmers advised to stop planting rice. Bangkok is at risk of suffering from a water shortage this year if farmers in the Central Plain defy the Royal Irrigation Department's restriction on planting second crop rice. The RID has warned. Water levels in two major dams have dropped to alarmingly low levels, it said. Farmers in the central provinces have already used an excessive amount of water, about 1 billion cubic meters, more than the limit. Spokesman Thanar Sawatana said, "These 1 billion cubic meters should have been kept for farm use when the dry season starts next month," he added. He said off-season rice farming in the region has expanded to about 8 million rai, or 2 times higher than the department's limit of 4 million rai. As a result, a large amount of water had to be drawn from Bhumibol Dam in Tak Province and Sirikit Dam in Uttaradit Province to feed the paddy fields. Mr. Thanar said the irrigation officials who had to continue to supply water to these farms or the rice would die, which would be a heavy loss for the farmers, who had already suffered from the delayed payment from their pledged rice. After this current harvest, I strongly recommend to farmers that they must not plant any more rice. If they plant more rice, there will be insufficient water to feed the farmlands, Mr. Thanar said, adding that excessive use of water from dams would also affect people downstream, including tap water production for residents of Bangkok. If the farmers do not cooperate, people living in Bangkok might face a water shortage this dry season. Low water levels in the rivers will also lead to the seawater intrusion, which will cause severe ecological impacts. Royal Shitrudon, director of the Hydro and Agroinformatics Institute, voiced a similar concern, saying water levels in Bhumibol and Sirikit dams had dropped to record low levels in the same period. Currently, Bhumibol Dam has 6.55 billion cubic meters, or 49% of its capacity, while Sirikit Dam has 5.1 billion cubic meters, or 55% of its capacity. He said that low rainfall is the main cause of the water dropping to such a low level in the two dams. However, he noted the water crisis in northeastern provinces is projected to be less severe than that in central provinces, as water levels in major dams are still high as a result of heavy rain last year. For example, Lam Takhong Dam in Nakhon Ratchasima has 80% of capacity. Chulalabhorn Dam in Chayapum has 68%, and Ubarat Dam in Konkan has 58%. While water levels in the dams are at relatively high levels, water levels in rivers, including the Moon and Mekong rivers, had dropped sharply. The water level in the Mekong River was 14 meters below the bank over the weekend, which the locals said was unusual for this time of year. They suspected the water shortage was linked to the closure of a Chinese dam upstream that is undergoing maintenance. Northeastern residents also observed the dry season began earlier than usual this year. During this time of the year, farmers still need to feed their second crop of rice. Yakol Lim Lamthong, caretaker deputy prime minister and agricultural minister, said he had told the governors of 22 provinces in the region to begin to forward his message to local rice growers. He warned that if farmers defy his instruction and pump water into their paddy fields, seawater will intrude and affect inland ecological systems, which would only harm them in the long run. He assigned the Department of Agricultural Extension and Kesasart University to advise farmers to grow plants that require less water or do other kinds of jobs. Mr. Yakol will seek a budget from the government to support the Alternative Occupational Initiative to try and help the farmers. And now, today's vocabulary. Advise, advise. Agricultural extension, agricultural extension. Alternative, alternative. As a result, as a result. Assign, assign. At risk, at risk. Bank, bank. Budget, budget. Capacity, capacity. Cause, cause. Climate, climate. Closure, closure. Concern, concern. Continued, continued. Cooperate, cooperate. Crop, crop. Cubic meter, cubic meter. Current, current. Dam, dam. Defy, defy. Delayed, delayed. Downstream, downstream. Draw, draw. Ecological, ecological. Excessive, excessive. Expand, expand. Feed into, feed into. Harvest, harvest. Impact, impact. Informatics, informatics. Initiative, initiative, institute, institute, instructions, instructions, insufficient, insufficient, intrusion, intrusion, irrigation, irrigation, level, level, limit, limit, linked, linked, maintenance, maintenance, major, major, observe, observe, occupational, occupational, off-season, off-season, officials, officials, paddy field, paddy field, plantation, plantation, pledge, pledge, production, production, province, province, rainwater, rainwater, recommend, recommend, record, 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 region, region, resident, resident, restriction, restriction, season, season, seawater, seawater, section, section, sharply, sharply, shortage, shortage, similar, similar, spokesman, spokesman, suffer, suffer, suffering, suffering, supply, supply, suspect, suspect, tap water, tap water, undergo, undergo, voice, voice, warn, warn. That's today's story and vocabulary. Have a great day. I'll see you next time here on Break Time with Monte.